Hello everyone, welcome to Close Up on America's Business, the program that takes you inside some of the most unique and successful companies in America. I'm Janice Marie. On each edition of our show, you have the opportunity to meet some of the most innovative business leaders in the country today. You'll find out what their products, services, technologies, and business models can do for you, and what they're doing to change our world and to change the way we do business.
Did you ever stop to think how many items you encounter on a daily basis that are made out of steel? If you did, it would no doubt shock you. It would be so large. It begins with the water faucet you turn on in your bathroom every morning to get the water to wash your face, and goes on from there to the car you drive, over the bridge you use to get to the office building where you work, all supported by steel, and on and on and on. Much of it fabricated in a structure much like this. Maybe not this big, but after all, we're here in Texas where everything is big, but this is huge. Over 4 acres, all under one roof of custom steel manufacturing. This is the home of Structural and Steel Products Manufacturing of Fort Worth, a company on the leading edge of custom manufactured steel products, and a company with a truly unique story. After all, the day they started business, 9/11/2001. We get more of their amazing story from the company's president, Dan Banks.
Structural and Steel Products Manufacturing was started in 2001, and we started out with the idea that there was a niche in several different industries that we could meet, and we have found that there's opportunities out there in just about every metal fabrication industry that you could think of, where people need a go-to guy to do the hard work, to do the hard part of the job. And that's part of the challenge that we've gone after. We do all types of metal fabrication, from very thin steel to the very thick steel. We do aluminum, we do stainless steel. We polish stainless steel to a mirror finish. Basically, we see ourselves as a metal fabrication company. We don't have a product line, so to speak. We're unusual in that we want to be that go-to guy for someone that has an oddity that they need to have made. We don't try to do the same thing day in and day out. We do a lot of unusual things, and people bring those unusual things to us, and we love the challenge of tackling that.
To get an idea of the kind of processes that take place in this massive facility, Dan has agreed to take us on a mini tour. And it all begins with this massive cutting machine behind us. What do you call this, Dan?
This is called a plasma burning machine, Doug. Whether it be plate, carbon steel, or out of aluminum, or out of other kind of metals, we can take it and we can shape cut just like a pair of scissors cutting a piece of cloth. It's using the combination of electricity and gas to do that burning process. We also have a water table that's underneath the material, so that as we're burning, the smoke and the dust that would be created by that burning process is going into the water and captured, so that you see a real minimum amount of dust and smoke.
Do you have any specialty or special area that you focus on or are known for?
One of the things that we do a large volume of is sign structures for the highway department. And those sign structures, they want those things made well ahead of the project, so that they're ready, they know they're sitting there ready to go, and they can just get them whenever they're ready for it. And therefore, we can schedule that work to be made well before the project demand. And because of that, we can also be ready and on the go mark to help somebody that's in trouble and needs something done right now. We can take some of those products that we make on a repetitive basis, and we can schedule them later and pull off of that work, so that we can focus our time and energy on our other customers' work that they need done right now. We make traffic signal poles, which are actually the poles that hold the traffic signals. We make high mast poles that hold the big ring of lights that they put at the major highway intersections to light up. And those things could be as high as 175 feet in the air. So those are multiple poles that are stacked together. And we make a lot of those. We're a representative and we distribute for somebody that makes guardrail, but we make a lot of the interrelated product that goes along with that guardrail. What you see here is a sign structure. This will be for the Texas Highway Department. And what it'll hold is the big green signs that you're familiar with seeing on the interstate highway system. We make a lot of these. We'll make them from anywhere from 30 foot long all the way to the full length of this bay, which is over 250 feet. And what we have to do, we have to show that they're built with the proper camber into them, because when you put a sign and put the weight of the sign on the structure, it's going to load the sign bridge. And we have to put that camber in there. And so the state comes out and inspects that we put the right camber in the sign structure, and then they stamp it. And then once they've stamped it and accepted that it's going to work right in the field, then we break it into shippable sections, which are generally speaking going to be 40-foot sections.
What is the story about how you happen to be here at this facility? Tell me that.
I was with a very large Fortune 500 company for about 25 years. In fact, 25 years and 2 weeks. And I was here at this facility operating it as president of the company for them for about a year and a half. It was a fairly new business we had started. And the chairman of that company decided that he didn't want to be in that business anymore. So as a result, this facility became available. And my partner, Hank Price, came and toured the facility with me, and one of my challenges was to find someone to sell the facility to. Hank asked me, he said, well, would you be interested in buying this facility with me? And I told him, I said, you know what, I've been with my company for 25 years, and I've been in 72 facilities that they owned, and I always thought if I ever had the chance to buy one, this would be the one I wanted to buy. And we started business here on September 11th. If you can believe that, Doug, we started the business, our first day of operation was September 11th, 2001. Doug, this is a 1,000 metric ton press brake, 60 foot long. What we can do here is we can take a 60 foot long piece of plate and we can bend it into a lot of different configurations. We bend anything from gauge material, which is very thin material, all the way up to 1 inch thick on this press. What gives it that power is the big hydraulic cylinders that you can see on the press. Yeah. There's a total of 4 of them. This press was actually made out of 2 30-foot presses that are being operated in tandem. So they can work together or they can work independently, depending on how we design, what we tell the CNC control to do. We can operate one press doing one thing and the other press doing another, or they can work together and make one item 60 foot long. It's all CNC controlled, yes sir.
Now, what would you say is the key to this company's success?
First and foremost, the key to our success is that we have very knowledgeable and very skilled people. You know, the thing we were just talking about in terms of being able to make a lot of different products and do a lot of different things for a lot of different industries. Not everyone could do that, Doug, because they don't have the people with the varied skills and the diversified background that we were able to put together here. We were just really blessed in that we were able to acquire a facility and get a basis of manpower and knowledge that had a wide variety of experience and some really good skill. And so number one, I would say the people that we have here is the number one key to our success. The second key to our success is that we don't have a product line that we are really in pursuit of. We're in the business of fabricating metal. We're making some parts for the Dallas Cowboys' new stadium right now. And you know, that's going to come and it's going to go, and I'll be proud when I go there and see the things that we made associated with that stadium. But there won't be another Cowboy stadium to be made, so we'll have to be on and off to something else. That mindset of being willing to make whatever, I think, is the second primary key to our success.
What, for example, goes on right here? This is a pole bending area?
This is the pole weld seaming area. The press that we looked at, we actually bend the pole up to 18 sided, and we'll close the pole to the press. Yeah. And the only way we can get it off that press is to go off the side of the press. So we have a conveyor that we take it off the press, and we bring it down, and then we move that pole over to this pole seamer right here. And at the time, we close that seam right at the point that we're welding, and when we make that weld, that's what completes the pole. Now we've got a shaft that's completely strong all the way around. And then we can take it and put the base plate on it, or the hand holes in it, or the places that the cables come out of the pole. We can do all those things to the pole after we've completed it and actually made it into a shaft. Today, what we do is a very wide variety of product for many, many different industries. We do everything from making prototype rail cars, a lot of replacement rail car parts, and those cars need to have their parts replaced just like your automobile would need parts to be replaced. Even if you had a 1960 vintage car, you would want parts for it. So we make a lot of those parts. We also make a lot of transportation related product. We also make a lot of parts for the energy industry. We make structural parts, supports for power plants. We make internal parts for wind towers that's energy related. We make some of the substructures for solar panel sites. That we've got one large project that we were involved with up near Las Vegas. We expect to be participating very soon in another one. And these are the structures that actually hold the solar panels that capture the sun's rays and create electricity. And we think there's a lot of opportunity to further our initiatives in the energy field. What we have in our mind is that we're going to make whatever somebody needs to have made. We want to be the go-to guy for many different people, and therefore that allows us to be diversified, what it is that we do. We don't have any one industry that we're so entangled in that if something goes bad, that we're not still well afloat on our feet.
The amazing success story of Structural and Steel Products Manufacturing, a company that began 7 short years ago with just 2 employees and has grown to 97 employees by manufacturing steel products that are used throughout the state of Texas and from Canada to the Caribbean. And they have done it, in their words, by being an extension of their customer's own business or facility. Obviously, they're doing something right. I'm Doug Llewellyn reporting from Fort Worth, Texas.
Well, that does it for this edition of Close Up on America's Business. I'm Janice Marie. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.